Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Karma on Deck. This is your Pisces weekly reading for December 13th. Can't believe we're like a week and a half away from Christmas. Ugh, I don't Christmas well. All right, here we go, kids. The watch tarot readers do this, and I swear they were so accurate. I would swear that they were not shuffling them and planning on what they were going to tell me. Nobody got time for that. All right, here we go. Pisces. Ooh, I got one more shuffle. I'm here. Sorry, delay. All right, Pisces, here we go in the house. Page of Swords, smart mouth. So here's the thing about Page of Swords. Page of Swords is like irrational temper, the kind that we can't really handle or control. I'm seeing the Sun card, and that's like picking a fight, like not necessarily just looking for it, not necessarily being bitchy, but just like that ass looking at it, looking for it. So maybe you're coming out of that mood because the rest of the cards are looking great. You do see the Three of Swords in this play, Queen of Cups, Six of Sun, sorry, the Sun card, and the Six of Wands. So ultimately what it's telling us is that there is some miscommunication that's going on in the world around you. I'm also picking up heart chakra. There's a lot of heart chakra energy that's hitting me in the chest right now. Feels really tight. So Pisces is going through it. I'm seeing the Sun card, which is ultimately like one of the cards that tells us everything is coming into balance. And we have the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups has to do with emotions. So this is all about expressing those emotions and being very like articulate with it and making sure that you're communicating correctly and well. The problem is we have this Three of Swords, which is miscommunication. So you can be saying anything the way that you want to if it's not being received, right? Um, doesn't do us much good if they're not hearing you, wanting not live at all. No data. Crazy. Is anybody hearing me over there on YouTube? It's not showing up on my channel. That is just crazy. Saying no. Excellent. Okay, great. Weirdly feeling like Mercury is playing with everything. Like little Faye in my electronics or something. It's telling me there's no connection. All right, wonky world. Anyways, so the Six of Wands is telling us that there is victory, though. So even though you have all of this miscommunication or feeling as if whatever you're communicating isn't being received, we do see the Six of Wands. And that tells us that, you're on the winning streak with this, but you're going back and forth with different ways to communicate. Two of Wands. So there's two different camps, and you almost feel like both could be right. But the Moon card has a lot to do with fear. So you're kind of worried of how things will be perceived, what they'll look like. You have the Hierophant. You're also like deeply concerned about who's pulling the strings and who's got like the with the Hierophant. It has to do with like both like so back in the day, the Hierophant used to be like the Pope and the Roman Catholic Church, right? So they were very closely intertwined. That's why we have that thing in America where the church and state is separate, because we don't like usually it's a religious construct of how things are done. So when you have this card, the Hierophant has to do with wondering who's pulling the strings because ultimately the person that is pulling the strings or making decisions is the person that's doing it from like either a moral standpoint or they're right for whatever reason. And so you don't feel like you can play against that. And so this card sometimes can have to do with knowledge, right? However, the Hierophant is definitely all about like the machine that's going on around us, okay? This is causing you to do some personal introflexion. So as you're like doing that introspection and looking at yourself, you have the Temperance card, right? Introflexion. So you're reflecting on how you look, and you might be looking at yourself in the mirror quite a bit as well, good and bad. Um, and it's causing you to be emotional. So like maybe you did do something that someone is, complaining about or pointing the finger about, and you're feeling a little off and you're feeling a little emotional. You have both of my emotional cards. You have here the Page of Swords, right? And that has to do with that temper of yours, but this is the emotional one where you feel like you're going to cry for no reason. This is the one where it's like you got these overwhelming emotions just popping in out of nowhere. But the emotion, so when you're feeling this emotional anxiety and you're feeling these emotions come up, you know the reason why that they're coming up and they're bubbling under the surface is because they're unexpressed emotions, right? Can't say what you want to say. And this is the 10 of swords. If you were to tell somebody off, there's going to be repercussions. If you tell somebody you're in love with them, there's going to be repercussions. If you tell somebody you don't love them anymore, it's going to be repercussions. So right now you feel that the consequences that will come from speaking your mind is going to cause you problems. And so that hesitation is in play. I also see the justice card for some of you that may be legal matters, and you're not quite sure how you're going to navigate that, because if you look here, the 8 of swords, blinders on, can't see a way out. But ultimately, it may even be like judgment coming from someone. Justice and judgment being two different things. Justice definitely has to do with paperwork, mediation, things that are legal or paperwork. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like divorce or anything crazy. And for all you know, you're selling. For all I know, you're selling your business, and it's just a lot of details. Or for some of you, this actually is a divorce. Oh my God, the big C word is playing with all of our lives right now, and it's insane. But we do see the 4 of swords, which is tension, and it's telling us that a lot of things are coming to head for you right now. And it's getting tense, and these feel like deadlines. Yes. And then we have this card right here, which is the 8 of wands, and that has to do with things moving too quickly for you, to the point where, you're like, how do I manage all of these things? Okay. So the 8 of swords is telling us that things are going to come unhinged a little bit. Personally, sorry guys, but personally, I love chaos. Chaos shakes things up, because so I love doing rapid fire questions and then throwing the one question I really want an answer to in, because I get to watch their face and see the surprise or the dawning or the realization that they're about to answer a question they didn't want to talk about, right? That's a coaching technique. We'll ask some rapid fire questions, and not about the answer itself. It's about watching them process it. So chaos is beautiful. Like, even though it hurts and even though it's crazy, loss of a loved one, car wreck, loss of a job, it really shows you what your foundation is underneath. So the Tower card comes out. It's about to shake things up. Ultimately, I do feel like there's a lot of tension and pressure, but I don't see the Tower card. I don't see the Devil card for someone not lying to you, or substances being involved. I'm not seeing, like I said, the Tower is not telling me things are falling apart, but it's coming up in my head because emotionally you're feeling like, any minute now, right? And you can't see your way out. But here's the trick, guys. 2 tricks. One, the Tower card is magic. It shows you what is underneath the thing. Okay. We got to remove the old to bring in the new. However, you don't have that, but you're making a lot about it in your head of what's going on with you. You're feeling overwhelmed and you can't see a way out. But here's what's true. Okay. When your intention is clear, your mechanism will appear. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen or how. However, I can tell you that I know I want to go here. So I say this all the time, and keeping it super simple. If the sidewalk is right there on the corner from my house, or the stop sign's on the corner from my house, I'm not going to count all the squares on the sidewalk or how many cracks in the road or whether cars are going by. I'm going to look at the stop sign and go, I need to walk to the stop sign. I'm going to walk there. So when your intention is clear, your mechanism appears. And what's going on for Pisces right now is you're looking at all the moving parts too much, and you're paying attention to that instead of the end result, and trusting that it's all going to play out for you. Secondly, if you're overwhelmed, make one good decision. Make one small decision, and also do one thing you'll thank yourself for tomorrow. Because if you're not getting to express what it is that you need, and if you're not getting to express that you have things on your mind, having some control in small measure goes a long way. Trust me. I made a promise to myself that I would get up and do my makeup and get ready and get dressed every day during COVID stuff, because I felt like I was just going to get in this trap of depression and this trap of, not getting dressed and not going to do things. And I decided that if someone called me and wanted a reading, I would be ready. So ultimately, it's these little things that I do that I thank myself for tomorrow. There's a lot of them. Because I know I'm going to thank myself for having these dishes done and not walking into a task yet to be done. I know that putting the laundry away, or at least hiding it from my face so that I don't have a stressor looking me in the face. There are a lot of things that I do for myself. I had 5 kids. So Waking up to a clean house is magical to me. Now that I live alone, I'm very careful to give myself those little gifts. So try a couple of those little tricks for you, Pisces. Let's pull some cards for you from Mystic Dreamer and take a look and see what your Pisces moon reading is. For those of you that don't know that stuff, it's okay to look at it. This is your Pisces higher feeling, higher thinking. So stick around. This message is still for you. Book your one-on-one karmaondeck.com. Please join me on my YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. We're doing some giveaways. We've got some amazing sage and house clearing kits, some witch balls for the winter, and some aura baths. I'm making my scrubs. So for those of you that want a scrub, I'll be mailing those out soon. So if you want to hit me up, I will do those for you as well. And we've got our podcasts. Hello, Bitchcraft and Practical Magic on Karma and Kismet, Wednesday and Saturday at 9 Mountain. So I would really love if you guys like, shared, and subscribed that. I want it to be a party. I want you guys to grab a glass of wine and shit talk with us. Okay, here we go, Pisces. This is your Pisces moon reading. Nine of Swords. How did I know this was coming up? So the Nine of Swords has to do with like the litany of subjects that you can't get done or haven't done or did wrong or made mistakes or past traumas, or this is like you laying in bed going, I didn't pay that bill. I didn't make that phone call. I didn't get dressed today. I didn't cook. I didn't clean the kitchen. I got to call David. David's mad at me. Still mad at me. Oh, wow. But it's like going through all of these things. I didn't work out. I didn't get, all this list. The Tower card, I'm sorry, the Justice card is showing. Now I'm curious if the Tower card is going to come up because I keep saying the damn thing. So the Nine of Swords has to do with like staying up at night, insomnia, not getting any sleep, spending too much time obsessing over certain items. We do have the Justice card, so you might be worried about I'm not going to dance around this subject. Okay, so we have the Justice card. For some of you out there, Pisces, there's divorce in the cards. Okay, for some of you, it's legal matters. Maybe it's a bankruptcy. Maybe it's losing a business. But the Justice card is in play. So paperwork, mediation, things like that. Not judgment, justice. So this has to do with paperwork. I'm also seeing the Fool card, crossroads, moving on. Death card is ending. So there are some endings that are going on for you. I'm also seeing the Moon card that has to do with fear. The Nine of Cups is overwhelm as well, and that has to do with too many things to decide on at once. Start with one. Start with one. If anybody out there needs coaching or wants to reach out to me, if any of these things are coming up, please hit me up. And I will say the Eight of Cups is you walking away from some situations. Look how overwhelmed you are. Okay. So here's the thing. You know that some of these endings are in play. You know that some of these new beginnings are happening. You have both the Death card and the Fool. So the Fool is a crossroads. That's crossing from one place to another and trying to decide which direction you want to go. Death is new beginnings, and it's also an ending, right? But with the Hangman in play, there are going to be delay after delay. So expect that. Give yourself some extra time when it comes to things. And I'm seeing the King of Cups, like you're going to navigate this beautifully, like your emotions that are already being expressed. You're going to get easier at just saying whatever it is that you need to say and letting it be what it is. I'm also seeing an apology that's coming from you or to you with the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, Knight of Wands. Look at him. That's an apology. Sometimes I get this card and that'll be like new relationship or someone wanting to ask you out, but this is an apology. Okay. So ultimately you're walking away from something. Okay. And this is like a decision. This isn't just like walking away because you're, it just isn't serving you anymore. I do want to tell you though, I pulled one more card. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So divine timing is in play for you. So seriously look at like what things are supposed to be there for you. Not too terrible, but I do feel like you're going to take it worse than it is, of course, and make it out to be, oh man, I'm a Pisces rising, so I'm listening to my own shit right now. That'd be Pisces. All right, so for you, Divination of the Ancients, let's look and see what your reading messages from Divination of the Ancients. Please like, subscribe, and share. Come on my YouTube, my other social media platform people on my Facebook and my Instagram. Come over to my YouTube so you can catch all the good stuff. And book your one-on-one karmaondeck.com. Catch the new products on there too. That'll all be if you're paying attention. All right, here we go, Pisces. Change. Death card and Fool card, crossroads and change. So we have I Ching, which is change. So change is on the rise, and change isn't always bad. Change is beautiful. It keeps us lively. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, Pisces. I will catch you guys on the flip side. I may or may not do um, some live question and answer for you guys. We'll see. I'm just not seeing a lot of people up here right now. So maybe a little later. Thanks, guys. Catch you on the flip side.